morning, a whisper of hope at noon. Prayer whisper of hope in the evening. Praying God will answer you soon. Prayer whisper.
Thank you for visiting Whispering Hope again. These are messages for you in our communities and the other places where our message goes. But we are basically a community evangelistic programming ministry. That means we go door to door with programming. We go to other churches. We speak in other churches and help them to set up programming for some of the things that are needed in their communities. We have a lot of help, and we could use your help for tutoring, for helping us to set up programs in your community that way it may aid the people in your community. We have some programs we like to work with, and we have very good people who help us and work with us, and we have experts who volunteer their time. You're probably one of them. Today we have a message, and the message is a strange message. It's not a new message, nor it is a difficult message to understand. The difficulty is in getting people to want to accept the message, listen to the message, because we live in a world of instant gratification. We live in a world that does not want to talk about anything except something that feels good. And I like to give feel-good ministries. I like when we go to a particular church and we're giving away something to the people there. Everybody likes that, and everybody's clapping, and they have a good time with that. But when we come in with a message like this, it seems that people want to kind of shut that off and cut that off and cut that down. But ministers have to realize that preaching in church for 20 or 30 minutes on Sunday is not getting the job done. We're going to have to be like Christ. We're going to have to go to the corner. We're going to have to teach and preach these messages on the corner, in the supermarket, at the service station. Everywhere we go, people need help. We got a church on every corner and people in between them catching hell because that message is not getting out of the church door. People in the church going to sleep or listen to the message or whatever they come there for, as soon as they leave the church ground, you would think they'd be emissaries of Christ to carry these messages out. But it seems like they don't. After they eat dinner and go to sleep, they've forgotten seemingly they went to church, and I call that sometimes chances of going to heaven is 6 to 1. We're holy in church on Sunday, on Monday, we go back to our hellish ways. The message today is short time gain for a long time pain. It's a simple message. It's not complicated. But it is a message that's hard to get people to stop and listen to. It is a message that people don't want to hear, so I'm asking you, if you're still long enough, stop and listen to this message for a minute. You may be glad you did very shortly. Isaiah 48:4. I knew you would prove to be stubborn and as rigid as iron. Now, that's not me saying that. That's the prophet Isaiah talking about that thousands of years ago. He said, I knew you would prove to be stubborn and as rigid as iron. Are we a stubborn people who like our ego and like to do everything we think we feel like doing? It seems like everything in our world is telling us to do that. Okay? Think about it. Are you that person? Admit it. It's okay. I got a little stubborn sometimes myself. I think everything ought to be done my way and doesn't work. But I'm just like you. I'm human. And I want it done my way. That's good, except it just don't work. And you find yourself frustrated all the time. It feels good to lie. I don't know what it is about human beings that some things we do, it just feel good. Maybe it's because our mama told us not to lie, that it feels good to think that we're lying. And we're going to get away with it. It's all right. It feels good to steal. Hey, nice to be a thief. Don't work, just go over there and take it. No problem. Rob everybody. It's all right. Feels good to do that. No pain. Just get it. It feels so good to cheat. Overcharging people at the bank and the store or whatever you go into or whatever you can get for rendering a service or whatever. Just get it as high as you feel like you can get them to pay. Even when they know you're cheating them. Do you care? It feels so good to ignore your work. Knowing that stuff is piling up and you're going to have to deal with it one of these days. But it feels so good just to sit there and look at it and say, hey, not today. I'm not doing that today. Today is a good day to play. All right, no problem, no problem, no problem. Your job. Call the boss and say, you know, I ain't even coming today. I got a headache. You already got that stuff in the car when you're going to take an extra day of vacation and you going to the mall and going fishing. Or you had that headache from last night when you stayed out too late. It's all right. Don't worry about it. Kids and people, grown-ups going to school, your homework for your school or your job, you put it off. It's a good time to watch TV and chill out, go play with my friends, and you know I can get away with this, ain't nobody watching. And we always look around to see if somebody watching when we do it wrong, to see who's looking at us. Well, I'm going to tell you something in a minute you ain't going to like. Okay? Your boss, your mother, your father. Okay? Your Bible story. Those are some other things we like to get out of. Who wants to do that? That's boring, man. I could go get high. Who wants to sit and listen to that stuff? That's some boring stuff, man, you know. Talking about do right, do right. Who want to do right? It feels good to do wrong, okay? Right, listen to that. And we lie to ourselves that we're going to do better tomorrow. Now, wait a minute. Hold up. When you...
A whisper of hope at noon. Prayer whisper.